Last week, we told you about that bombshell book about former President George W. Bush, a book written by a former White House speechwriter. Well, now the author is defending himself and publishing those White House secrets.
I saw some very important things from the front row, and I think the American people have a right to see it.
He's the author of a controversial new tell-all book on the Bush White House.
This is the book that clearly the Bush administration doesn't want the American people to read.
In Speechless, former White House speechwriter Matt Latimer reveals private, off-the-record remarks by President Bush, like this one about President Obama. This cat doesn't have a clue, and this about Vice President Joe Biden. If BS was currency, Joe Biden would be a billionaire.
He just thought it was a funny joke, and he came in and asked us, had we heard this, and then he repeated it to us in the family theater of the White House.
What do you say to those critics who say that this book is the ultimate betrayal?
George W. Bush and Dick Cheney and Don Rumsfeld and Condi Rice are all going to be writing their own books, and they're going to have their chance to say their side of the story. The problem with mine is they didn't control what I had to say.
He says Bush was also outspoken about President Carter. If I'm ever 82 years old and acting like that, have someone put me away. Now the former speechwriter is angering the Obama White House too. Referring to an unprecedented series of TV appearances by President Obama, he accused Obama of turning the presidency into an infomercial.
People would stop and listen to what a president has to say, but now a president is on like an infomercial. It's like every day, every hour, on every TV show. It's like a bad episode of The Love Boat.